Hello everyone, welcome to Chaudhary Data World channel. Today I am here with a new video on SQL series, that is DML commands. Whatever DML commands we are having that are insert, update and delete majorly, we will be watching into this particular video. So let's get started with the video. So since we are going through basics of SQL right now, so just to map the things how this DML commands is coming into the picture, we are having SQL various SQL commands or various SQL operations into our whole query language. Those operations or commands have been categorized into basically 5 categories. Those categories are listed down over here, that are DDL, DML, DQL, DCL and TCL. In this previous video we have already watched that how DDL works, what are its functionalities, that what all commands comes under this DDL category. It was for manage and structure, means whenever we are involved in the management and the structuring of DB, these DDL category commands are getting used. In DML commands, this time we will be watching that how we can manipulate our data into any database table. So against that, majorly we are having insert, update and delete command. Apart from that, we are having call and lock, and it might be that many other commands would also be there into the DML category, but majorly we in day-to-day activities we come across with these commands. So in this particular 5 commands we will be watching today, these 3 insert, update and delete. For call, whenever I will teach you about stored procedure, what is stored procedure in SQL, then we will take it up there. And this lock command I will tomorrow be explaining you in a separate video itself, that how this lock command works, what its feature and why even we are using it. For today we will be watching these 3 commands. So let's go ahead with this slide, that is insert. So insert is nothing but if you want to have insertion of data into your table, into your database table, this insert script will work there. For that I have taken up this particular query window. This is a SSMS SQL Server Management Studio into which we are working right now. So here you can see that I have taken up a script which is creating a table. So right now I will just refresh our master database over here, so that you can see that there is no tables existing over there. You can see there is no table existing over there. Now what we can do is, we will first create the sales table. Now if we will refresh it, you may get this dbo.sales, right? After that, just to recap you the things, we are altering the table. Altering the table means you are altering the structure of the table. That means you are adding one column. The column name is customer name, and then we are executing it. So as soon as this getting altered, you can see that into the columns customer name would have been added, right? So customer name is added over there. Now the next for which we were waiting for is the insert command. Now insert is something which will insert data into your table. Right now if you will see your table, just by this query select statement, that is select star from this particular table dbo.sales, what we will do this. Now what dbo is, I already explained, this is a schema of the sales table. Right now by default dbo is the schema. It's another separate topic which may be covered up in separate video, because this schema thing, it is something which we on the basis of which we categorize our tables into our database, onto which we can apply multiple data policy or data governance over that particular schema. So for those reasons this schema is getting used, and by default dbo it comes into the SQL server. So what we will do, we will just run this script so that we can see that what all things are there into our table. So you can see this table is right now having no data, with having column name as sales ID, product name, quantity, price, sales date and customer name. Now what we will do, we will insert 3 of the data into it. just by this command. What it has done is it is telling you 3 rows affected. That means it has been it is being inserting the 3 rows into this particular sales table. Now what all 3 rows, how we can insert it? Insert into, and then table name you need to provide. After that, what all columns you want to provide. Means it might be that few of the columns you may not need into insertion, right? So right now we are having all the columns value against it, so we are considering all the columns into the sales table. After that, we are having values as the keyword. Now against that values we are having 3 values, that is this one, means sales ID is 1, means consecutive, whatever we are having, means whatever the order we are providing it over here, the order should remain consistent through all the values. Okay, so all these 3 we have already passed. Now if we will see the see our table with this select command, we can see here that we are having 3 data into it, that are sales ID and all whatever we have entered. After that, the next command is we are having is update command. This update is nothing but if you want to update few of the data into your table, just go ahead with this update command with having syntaxes update and then table name. Set your column name, whatever the column name is, to some value. Now what column name you have already explained it over into the update, but what should be, how it will identify which of the row it will update. So what it will do, we will just provide it that sales ID equals to 2, because this sales ID is only the column which is uniquely identifiable into the whole table, right? That 1, 2 and 3, this is the second row. So we are telling that in second row we need to update quantity as 6, which the quantity was 3 initially. So what we will do, we will just execute this update command. It will update your table. So now if you will execute this select query, you can see that the updated quantity became 6. And here one point to be noted, that this alter we were using, alter was getting used because generally the person who are a SQL developer get confused into it initially, that what the difference between this alter and this update. Alter is to alter your database means table architecture, and this update is something which will update your data into that particular table. So this is what the difference between update and alter. Now moving to the next one, that is delete. Now this delete command is something which will delete some particular row or the data into your database table. Now how it will delete is, the syntax is delete from the table name, and what it will delete. If you will put like this, delete from sales, it will not understand what rows it need to be deleted. So we need to provide that row identification again, where clause will come here, and sales ID equals to 3. That means we need to remove this third row from our whole table. So as soon as we execute this delete command, 1 row has been affected. It is telling you. Now if you will see by this command, it will show you only 2 rows into it. Third row has been deleted from the table. So that was whole about this video, and in upcoming video I will be explaining you this lock command over there, because since it's a separate one and in this many concepts to be explained, that's why I am keeping it into the separate video. So that was whole about this video, and if you found this video helpful, kindly like to the video, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next one.